Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet, and it's time for another episode of Nerd Wars. We're live here, Nerd Wars Demonetized, where we know YouTube's not going to like whatever we say because we say what's on our mind. No BS, no filters. We're going to lean into the movie topics tonight. We have the topic of Justice for Johnny. They are making a Pirates reboot, and rumor is they're not bringing him on board. We got more information. I reported about that yesterday. YouTube demonetized my video, and I literally said nothing but Johnny Depp, so I guess I'm already screwed again. But we're going to talk about should they make a Pirates movie without him. We're also going to talk about Christopher Nolan. Can he save movie theaters? Will Tenet save movie theaters this July? We're going to debate that. And I want to see you guys also as well. Come on over and leave your comments, etc. Oh, wow, we got a Jody raid. What's up, everybody? Oh, my God. What is happening? Jody's, the Sus Gang is here. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Love you guys. Look at this. I can't even contain the amount of support coming from all the regulars. Woo, 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 woo. Wow, man. Thanks, everybody. It's I still Knock Shadow, thank you, everybody. I still don't understand what the sus thing is. Can anyone, Don, Chris, Eric, can anybody help explain what it is? I don't know. They're doing a sus gang is what's happening right now because Jody's followers are all here. Yeah. I assume it's positive.
I mean, I guess in the sense they're trying to say it to you, but I don't know if you were calling someone a sus if it's really positive.
Yeah, I don't know. No team, no sus. Sus. Yeah. Anyway, I can't tell. What's good, everybody. Jody Raid. Thanks, Jody. But I saw they're coming in so hot. I can't even tell now. We got James. Thank you, James, for the comment. Bravo. Thank you for the support right out the gate. Only if they cast Andy Samberg and the Lonely Island guy as Never Stop, Never Stopping. Very good take. If they did Jack Sparrow as like I want to see the Michael Bolton spinoff. You know what, James? You should get in on this fight because that would have probably would have won it. But we are going to get into this. We're going to talk all about that issue. Thank you for the Jody's just. They're just coming at me. What up, everybody? Love you guys. Thank you for coming in, showing your support. Always good to see you. Come on over. Yeah, Jody fam, slam that thumbs up. Thank you for coming and showing support like they always do. Jody's Corners team is the best. They're always there to show support. And they were over on his stream. He just finished, I guess. He's like, go say sus. He's a sus. I'm not, because he makes fun of me because I still don't understand what the hell it means. Suspect? I don't know. Anyway. I'm never threatened by anybody coming. In fact, I'm gonna go on an escape myself. I'm cracking open my Seagrams. Let's introduce our guest today. We got. Do I have my guest? Here we go. There it is. I got all of you up there, but let me hide this. Hide self mode. There we go. What up, everybody on the party line? We got Chris, my man, my Alfred. How you doing, Chris?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a fun week.
Yeah.
Here at Popcorn Planet.
You sound so excited.
Yeah, I'm ready for
energy tonight. Yeah,
save my
energy tonight.
I mean, it's early.
Yeah, we got some stuff I want to plug up top. I'll get to, but I want to mention everybody. Yeah. And then Eric, welcome, everybody, welcome Eric. If you watch our streams, he's been in here and he's got Johnny Depp playing in the background. I hope it doesn't demonetize me.
Oh yeah.
No, it won't. It's fine. But what I was gonna say was Eric won our fan fight. Our what are we calling it? Just Nerd Wars on Discord, where everyone can get in the Discord and have Nerd Wars. And Eric won. He is the champion now of the Discord Nerd Wars, and so now you have earned the right after all your appearances and your support here in the channel. See, you at home watching, you can join too and have a Nerd Wars here. That's how it works. You got to earn it in there. So thank you, Eric, for all your support, being a member, Popcorn of the Planeteers here. I appreciate your support and stepping in there. So you excited to fight tonight?
Absolutely, so excited.
Main event. He said he could do it. He's defending the fact that you're going to be defending that Johnny Depp. They can do it without Johnny Depp.
Yes.
I don't envy you. Justice for Johnny folk are going to come your way. Don, good to see you, man. You're going to help me out. I want to have you help with the second fight about Christopher Nolan, and then you're just here because I love you, and it's always fun to have you talk and fight.
It's always a pleasure.
How are you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Good.
Staying busy, reading comics, all that fun.
Yeah, good to do. All right, so shall we get to this? Before we do, there's two quick things I want to call out to all of you guys, wonderful people. First up, so excited to mention, actually, wait, let me do this properly. I thought I had the link up, but I didn't. Sorry, bear with me. I'm excited to announce that we did finally, thanks to all of your help, we were able to raise $400 for Crisis Center of Tampa Bay because last month we did our fundraiser. I dropped the $400 charge thanks to all of you guys over because I waited for my YouTube revenue to come in because I had to pay it. And I came in and I was happy to go support them. And I wanted you guys to know that that officially was made. Couldn't have done it without you guys. I'm so grateful for everybody who gave that last stream to the amazing folks over at Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. So many people are in crisis right now. So again, remind you, just because that is over, you can always still give. And if you are ever having a crisis or you're ever having a problem, you can call 211 on your phone to connect to your local crisis center. We're all stuck at home. People are getting depressed. People are scared. People are in trouble. It's because of crisis centers and everybody's county, town that help take care of people. So happy to help my local team here. If you guys can help your local teams do it, you can help them. You can help any of them. Just try and do some good. And I'm so grateful. And thank you guys all for helping us raise that last month. So excited to do it. And so bravo team. Yes, everybody. Good job. We did it. It's a lot. That's a nice little check to send. I'm very happy we got to do that. And I'm looking forward to meeting them once I'm going to try and do a video or go over there once I can to get a tour, and we can do something from there to sort of make sure you guys see it in action. But anyway, thank you again. That was awesome. And so this month, though, however, great. I want to thank Robert Scott, a fan, who came over and sort of helped me, alerted me of another issue I want to talk about, because this month, starting in May, is actually National Foster Kid Month. And so, which is a big, something I support and a great deal. And so I looked into Robert as a fan of the channel, and he is a supporter, and he asked if we could promote this amazing group. And I thought, wow, yes, absolutely. So it's National Foster Kid Month. And so CASA Gal, I don't know how to say it, KS, I don't actually know how to say it, but it stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, or it's also a guardian ad litem. Depends on your state how each role is, but basically these are court-appointed special advocates and guardians that are court-appointed volunteers to help foster care, help kids in the foster care system, to advocate on behalf of children who may not have anybody else in their corner. So if you have the time, please consider giving to the society's most vulnerable children in foster care. You can apply now, even in quarantine. So look. He even told me, like, if we get one foster parent out of this stream, he'll be so excited. That's my goal this month, try and spread this awareness and help make sure people know about this, especially during foster care month. Dude, there's so many kids and they're so vulnerable right now, and so many people need love and support and just consistency in their lives and support from people. And so you'd be amazed if you have the opportunity and the time and you want to try and get involved in this, and you can actually get involved and help a child's life, be there for them, educate them. There's so much you can learn over here. Their website is National CASA Gal, CASAGAL.org. You can go there, or you can just Google court-appointed special advocates or guardian ad litem. That way you know what to look for in your own. Every state has a separate role you can look into to get more information. So please do what you can. And I want to thank Robert for pointing this to our attention. Foster kids need help. There's so many of them out there that just are stuck in the system and don't get the love and help that they need. So I want to make sure you guys knew about this, and you guys can go look on this. I'll put the link. In fact, can you send it out, Chris, for me in the chat? Just the link, you have it in our doc, just so you guys can, while you're watching, you can learn about local state programs and how you can help in the foster care programs in your area. So thank you, Robert, and thank you all. Hopefully I'll keep this alerted as we go through other streams and make sure people can know about this during National Foster Kid Month, which is a very important time. Let's not let those kids get lost. And then, you wrote it's National Nurses Week. Oh, wow. Yeah, you popped this in, and I'm glad you told me. National Nurses, right now, they are the ones in the front lines taking some of the biggest risks out there. It's true. So make sure you show any nurses in your life extra love this week. Yeah, Chris, I mean, you go ahead. Got something to say on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends and family, and my girlfriend is a nurse. They are taking this huge risk right now with no limited protection. If you can just tell them that you appreciate them, or if you can donate to your local nurses organization, there are all kinds of them all over the place. Do that as well. That'll help get money to nurse hospitals and such, so they can get protective gear and not be at such a high risk. But as someone who deals with a lot of health issues, I know the kind of the sacrifice nurses make. You know, I've been that grumpy patient in a hospital before, so for me, every week should be Nurses Week, but this week, since it is National Nurses Week, definitely give nurses a little bit more love than they may.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, well said. Thank you, man, for bringing that up. And so, yeah, two good causes to think about this week. And just always let's make sure we're looking out for each other. Yeah, I'm glad to spread the word. So we'll get the link out to you down there. So check it out during the show. If you get bored at some point, you shouldn't, because it's gonna be a great show. But that way you guys can help spread the word and just help people remember that it's Foster Kid Month to help raise awareness, to make sure that people are out there becoming, like big brothers, big sisters. So go help make sure that these kids have some support. So glad to help those causes. Thank you guys for letting me say all that and do some good here. And thank you so much for your help last month. Let's keep it going. But let's get into the show. Let's do this first fight. I'm so excited. Eric, my man, are you ready to do this?
Ready as ever. I'm ready as hell ever be.
All right. All right, so you are fighting on, we're asking the question. Let's make sure we understand this question. The question is clear. Should they make a Pirates of the Caribbean movie without Johnny Depp? Would you like to start or go second? I'll let you are a guest, first time on the main show. What would you like to do?
You go first, Andy.
Well, smart man. Always better to go second because you can hear what you need to defend. All right, I'll do this. All right, so here we go. Pirates of the Caribbean. Look, here's my big reason you don't do it without Johnny Depp. We shouldn't do it at all. The problem with these movies is no one cares anymore. They've been going on a downward spike every time, and there's gonna be a lot of defense that's like, Johnny Depp's just phoning him in anyway. He sucked the last few movies. This has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter. It's all boring. We've seen this. The movies are boring without the exciting Johnny Depp parts. No, I don't care about the politics of Elizabeth and what's his name, Orlando Will. I don't remember any of these people. The mermaids that showed up in part 4, and now there's other ghost skeletons. Dude, I couldn't tell you which movie was which if you put a gun to my head. I have no idea what's happening in this franchise. Who cares? They go because it's like, oh, cool, the Pirates thing from Disneyland, and here's Johnny Depp. It doesn't mean it's worth doing. These movies have been dying in quality since. So that's issue one. And for me, the other issue is you definitely don't do it right now. That movie made billions for Disney because of Johnny Depp. That is a lack of respect that Disney is deciding to do right now by saying, you know what? Not only are we not going to bring back Johnny, but we're going to do it right now when he actually needs the most support, because no one is supporting him, and no one has supported him for years. So for Disney to be so tone deaf to sort of be like, yeah, now's a good time to make a Pirates movie. F that, man. That is just, look, it's not about that drama. It's not, but it's about loyalty to the man that made you billions. They didn't even want him to do that role. They were worried about showing the dailies because they thought he was going to wreck the whole movie when they started seeing it. And then, lo and behold, he became standing. He was nominated for an Oscar. They wouldn't have made sequels to that franchise if Johnny Depp didn't blow up the way that he did. He was a supporting character in an ensemble piece, but that's why we went to those movies. That's what it made about. That he was what we talked about. I would argue people don't even remember the names of the other characters if you really ask people on the street. That is what this franchise is about, and every time they try and bring it back and just continue it with all these dumb extra characters, it's boring. It's convoluted. We don't need it, Eric.
Well, you don't need it, but I certainly do. I love Pirates of the Caribbean as a franchise. I love the first one, and none of the sequels really disappoint me. Were any of them really as good as the first one? No. But I do think that they do stand on their own as unique franchise films that tackle an adventure subject. How many Pirates movies do you really know being made nowadays, and how many do you know that have the inventiveness and the creativity of this world that they create? You say that it gets convoluted, but they're just expanding the mythos with all this, from the skeleton pirates of the curse in the first film to Davy Jones and the Locker in the second and third one, to the fourth one with the Fountain of Youth, to the fifth one with the Ghost Pirates. It's a very interesting, unique world. And it's not, and yes, Jack Sparrow is one of the main factors, and he is arguably the most popular character throughout these films. But all the other characters have fans too. People like Barbossa, and they also like Will. They also like Elizabeth. You may know them as Jeffrey Rush and Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley, but fans love those characters so much that when they made the last one, that's why they brought them back. These are very unique blockbusters in my eyes because from a production value, from a visual value, these movies look absolutely beautiful. They're very creative. They're well-made films. The scores are fantastic, and I personally am down for a Pirates of the Caribbean 6, whether or not they bring back Jack Sparrow. Is Jack Sparrow arguably one of the best parts of the movie? Yes, but if they want to go back to this world and they want to focus on a character besides Jack Sparrow and they don't need Johnny Depp, I say I'm all good for it. Now, do I think now is the best time? You kind of got a point there due to unfortunately, what Johnny Depp is going through, which he does not deserve. But the general idea of Pirates of the Caribbean 6, if you're going to come up to me, do we need Jack Sparrow to continue? Do we need to go back to this world with Jack Sparrow as the focus? I would say no, and I would gladly welcome a return to this world.
Why?
Because they're fun. The action scenes are absolutely inventive and creative.
And you believe that way through part 5?
Genuinely. All the way. Part 2, part 2, Dead Man's Chest. Part 3, At World's End. Part 4, On Stranger Tides. Part 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I enjoy all of them. They're all very inventive. They all bring a different type of story, but they also bring something new to general cinema. There's really the only other movies you can compare one movie in this franchise to are the only other movies.
What is the new thing they're bringing? Every movie is the damn same, Eric. They are just regurgitating the same political nonsense of who's betraying who and who's jumping on which wheel or chest or skeleton pirate. It's all blends together.
It's done it's done partially. They do that to almost make a joke of politics, and the only film that really goes in that direction is part 3, because that was the big conclusion to their trilogy. When they decided to continue with part 4 and part 5, part 5 barely touch on that. There's barely any double crosses. They're clear sides on who's who and who's doing what. They're well-made movies that honestly, for them to be labeled bad, I don't understand. There are worse movies out there than Pirates of the Caribbean, and if they want to make a 6th one because they feel that the world is inventive enough, and while yes, Johnny Depp is a big draw, but I think to really the hardcore Pirates fan, it's not just about Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow. It's about the world of Pirates of the Caribbean in general, and I think there are enough fans out there that go see these movies, whether or not Johnny Depp is in them. As long as you say you're coming back to this world, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna see pirate battles, you're gonna see sword fights, you're gonna see some cool magical stuff. You can have fun with this world. Jack Sparrow is a great character. He's a fun character, and he's a good idea to take us through these adventures. But you don't need to bring him, you don't need him for us to return to this world. He's a good introduction character. He's a good character to follow. But there are more characters in Pirates of the Caribbean than Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow.
Right. So here's my other issue. I was going to bring in it. So look at the box office numbers. Okay. So yes, we're going to, because I don't argue about money and people go. So the first movie, made 654 with, not adjusting for inflation. That was 2003. And then it made $1 billion, and then it made almost $1 billion, and then it made $1 billion again, ironically. And then in the last one, in 2017, made 788, which is nothing to sneeze about. At the same time, with adjusted for inflation, this is on a downward tick. They need to reevaluate how this is actually going to work to make this worthwhile. So my whole point is, I don't think the audiences are caring as much. They waited a long time, and the first 3 trilogy, you can even see that was going down. I'm shocked the first one didn't do better, to be perfectly honest. But this third one didn't do as well as the second one. And then they waited 4 or 5 years. And brought it back again, and then that year
6 years.
It made
part 5.
It made for 4, but then it made some more money, about the same. I'm sure if you adjusted for inflation for those 4 years, it's probably about the same amount of profit. And then the next one then went way below, which they waited another 6 years later. So now we're another 4 or 5 years later. Why you really think people still care? You really do believe that people care about these characters beyond. And then the other thing is, it's not about these characters. It's going to be about new characters, it sounds like, because they're doing a reboot.
Well, they could do a reboot with, I think from what I'm getting, the concept of bringing in this new character played by Karen Gillan, just because it's a reboot doesn't mean that they can't bring back any of the old characters. From what I'm seeing, they're not really interested in bringing Johnny Depp back, so there's always an idea that they can bring back some of the old characters. And even if they don't, they can probably create I'm sure the new characters, if they're as popular as the ones they made before, I'm sure it could work. And yes, these films have been somewhat on a downward trend. The fifth one did not make it nearly as much as the fourth one, but again, there is that big gap in time. I'm sure they released them more frequently, and it would have been more popular. The third one not being as big as the second one, it was close. It was harder to make $1 billion back in 2007 than it is today, where you had like where the top 10 is basically made of nothing but billion. But the whole idea of Pirates of the Caribbean is the world. It's just this big mythos and world created around, inspired by this point in history of the piracy that happened in the Caribbean in the late 17th and early 18th century, and they bring in the fantasy elements of it, of the undead, of skeletons, mermaids, giant monsters like the Kraken. It's an absolutely ridiculous and creative world that brings so many new and fun ideas to each one that I think they could easily continue in this world with new characters, with new people.
No one cares about any of that but Jack Sparrow. It's all extras. It's all toppings on the pizza, and the pizza is Jack Sparrow. That's why they go in.
People were complaining about Jack Sparrow, like in the fourth and fifth one. So, like, for people to go ahead and say, "Oh, we don't like," how can you be taking away Jack Sparrow? I heard people complaining about Jack Sparrow in part 4 and part 5. So it's like, you should be welcoming that they want to do something new. And look, I don't hate Johnny Depp. I love Jack Sparrow. If he wants to continue for Pirates of the 6, I say good. I'm just down for Pirates of the Caribbean 6 as an idea. I'm fine with this franchise continuing as a general fact, because I love this franchise so much. And you could say that nobody really cares. Well, enough people cared back in 2017 to make it nearly $800 million. Is that as much as the fourth one or the second one or even the third one? No, but that's still a boatload of money. And I'm sure that even if they just bring the price down maybe significantly, maybe nowhere near 300, but maybe like around the level of the first one, I'm sure they can make at least profitable.
But here's your problem. Here's the problem. You keep fighting for this franchise. People love these characters. People love these things. This is going to be a reboot of all the stuff that you love. So you're not pleasing the people. So you got to remember this, Eric. There's a whole group who doesn't actually agree with you, who doesn't give an S about any of this. And then you got you and everybody who's like, I love the characters, love the world. Well, Disney's going to reboot it all. So now how do you know you still love it? What if they F it up and it's not actually as good as it was? There's issue 1, because we don't know what this movie's going to be about. We hear it's about Red, the female pirate they added to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And the only other thing I've seen about Red is from her Disneyland show, where she's literally like, I'm Red, I'm a sassy, important woman, and then Jack Sparrow says something inappropriate in her ear, and she slaps him because she's a strong pirate woman, which didn't exist in the time, Eric. Let's be honest. They've completely censored the rides and everything else about what made this ride edgy and fun, and what kids and adults have ridden for years. And now it's just sort of this desensitized pirates thing, which to me isn't fun at all. You said, well, there's not, what you said, I wrote a note because you were like, there's not enough pirate movies anymore. Yeah, because nobody wants them. That's why it was a dying genre before Pirates, Cutthroat Island, et cetera, and now it's become a dying genre again, because the reason that movie slipped with the sword through the cinema was because of Johnny Depp. He made it exciting and different and buzzy, and people were like, oh, this is cool. And then, Gore Verbinski was a fun director. He made some cool sequences, and Johnny Depp was doing like Chaplin-esque stuff, and it felt like this is a big adventure, is why I think people cared. And then the movie was just trotting you down, beating you with plot. And then part 2, Davy Jones was cool, but even that was just so much plot. I'm like, who cares? And then 3 is like, let's pay it all off and give you even more plot. Who cares? Nobody cares. And then they made 4, where they tried to reboot it, and it failed. They didn't reboot it. They then made back and did a hard reset again for 5, and then no one cared. And so now they're like, no, let's bring back Red and we'll reboot it again because money. This is embarrassing. And beyond all that, I want to echo it again. And I want your thoughts as we wrap up our fight, and then we'll see what Adon and Chris think of this battle to get to this, and I'll give you the final thing there. But what I was going to say was, this is disrespectful to Johnny Depp. Look, I'm not saying you can't ever make a Pirates movie again, and you can't make a Pirates movie with Johnny Depp, but you can't do it right now. That guy you owe. Disney owes that guy. They've got plenty of IP to pillage and plunder. The timing of this is offensive and disrespectful to the man. Whether you want to say, oh, this has nothing to do with it, which I've seen hot takes, people saying, oh, I can't believe people are making this about the Justice for Johnny. It's absolutely about it. This is a relationship. It's a business. And they are choosing to spit on the business relationship just because money and they can. It's not cool. They owe him better. They don't have to put him in it, but they don't have to make it right now. Let him sort his stuff out, figure out a way to make a cameo, figure out a way to like do a respectful handoff. This is classless the way Disney's doing it. And knowing what Johnny Depp's going through, which I think we should be all paying attention to more, knowing not enough people are, this is Disney slapping in their face after he's made them billions. So how do you stand for that, Eric?
I'm totally with you with justice for Johnny, and I understand where you're coming from. Is this a bit disrespectful? Is it a bit too soon to do this, especially with what Johnny Depp's doing? Yeah, I completely agree with you there. But then again, they're just announcing that they're interested. Like, should they announce it right now? Yeah, no, absolutely not. This was a pretty offhand, terrible time. They should have waited. But but again, so I'm totally with you there. I think it was a bad move to do this announcement to say we're not doing it without Johnny Depp, and they're taking Johnny Depp out because of his whole issue with Amber Heard, which he did nothing wrong with, and I'm totally with you there. But the general idea of Pirates of the Caribbean 6, or like a continuation of this world, I think can work. Do I want Johnny Depp to get better? Yes, I think Johnny Depp did nothing wrong. It's clear he did nothing wrong. And is it bad timing now? Yes, I'm totally with you. But the idea behind Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is, can we continue with this world? Should they continue it now? Like, when Johnny Depp is it's so controversial around Johnny Depp, whether or not he's going to come back to Jack Sparrow. Maybe, maybe not. But the idea of Pirates of the Caribbean 6, whether or not it was Jack Sparrow, whether it's with this character Red or someone else, I think could absolutely work. I'm personally very excited as long as it looks good. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will be bad. But the whole idea of Pirates of the Caribbean is the world, the mythos that they built, the fun characters that they already have or they can create, the fun scenarios, the fun creatures, the fun places that we can go to, the score, just in general. Pirates of the Caribbean 6, I don't see any reason for them not to make it. And whether or not they want to do it with Johnny Depp or not, it's totally up to them. Either way, if it looks good and it looks fun, I'm totally in for it.
All right, and then I'll give each other one last sentence. My last sentence is, you just said they can do whatever they want, and you just admitted they can just completely disrespect. The timing of it is awful, and not enough people care to spit in the face of a actor and person, a Disney legend, that brought this whole franchise to the place that it's at. So that's my final thought. Your final thought, Eric?
My final thought is, Johnny Depp did nothing wrong. He deserves all the good things in the world. Whether or not should Disney have announced this? No, but I'm totally okay with them wanting to do Pirates of the Caribbean 6, whether or not they want to bring back Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp or not, because I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the world they built, and I think there's enough people out there that are willing to return to this world if they got good stories and characters to back it up.
Time! Bravo! That was fun. Nice job, man.
Yeah,
all right, let's
fun.
bring in Adon and Chris. You guys are listening, and you guys can now drop a vote. You can vote Eric or Andy in the comments down below. Who do you think, based off of the argument,
For the poll. I've got a link.
Oh, and we got a poll. He's already on a poll. Even better. There you go. Just go do that.
If you want to grab it and drop it in the chat, then you can also tweet it out.
Where is it?
It's in the Zoom chat.
Zoom chat. There it is. All right, you guys can. Oh, good job, Chris. Bam. My producer, Chris, is just on top of it. Here we go, guys. I've just dropped a poll. You guys can vote. That way you can't cheat. I just clicked it out. Go vote in the poll. Who won that round? Go click on that. You can go vote quickly, and we'll check in Puerto Rico! Yes. My lady's from Puerto Rico. I'm going to have her on at some point. I'm prepping a good way to introduce her to this, because some of you are just crazy, and I just don't want her to get all crazed out by their fans. But yeah, that's why I love Puerto Rico, because my family's now from Puerto Rico, and I've visited. It's a wonderful place. But anyway, click that link. Go vote. Yeah, people are still saying it, but click the link before you. Now you're saying your votes, but go that way we can get an. I just tweeted it again, and you guys can support the show and change the rounds we're gonna do today, or even pop in the fight if you want to be generous. Always open to changing the way the show works as it goes. This show is for you guys. You guys support it. You guys run it. So let me know. And all right, so we're getting that poll up as we talk. Let's see what is happening. I'm going to vote for myself. Eric, you can go vote for yourself too.
Will do.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's just like a
Voting,
real election,
and here we go. Ooh, all right, there it is. So far, we got 19 votes in. Come on, there's a lot more. They're coming in fast and furious now. You got 69 to 31. Ooh, all right. I'll keep checking back. If you want to help Eric, you got to go give your vote now. All right, it's going up a little bit. All right, we'll check back in a second, but go click those votes as we go. Great councils. Yeah, Lunga's like, I missed it, so I'm not voting. Smart man. Don't vote if you didn't see it.
Way to be abstaining.
Say again? So Adon and Chris, though, based off of the arguments, what did you think?
So Eric had me starting out, and then Andy, you came in for the kill. One, you got him to agree with you, and then two, you got him
you never fall into that
contradict
track, Eric.
And
This wasn't for the crown, what? Right?
No, Dave. I saw Dave in the cat. He caught me. I do that a lot. Right? Come on. Right? You can't. You gotta. That's a little tip I'll give you guys. Oh, you get very passionate and aggressive, and then be like, "Come on, you can't write." And then, well, yeah, and then you just gave in. You can never agree. You can never agree while the bell's until the bell is rung. So anyway, so that was the defining moment for you. Defining moment. What about you, Adon? Do you agree or disagree?
At first I was going with Eric, but I did go with you in the end. I have to admit that it was that part where you started agreeing that was the defining moment, because that's when you started weakening on your argument for Andy to come in and be like, oh yeah, see, you're on the same page as me and we're going for this. I did love the fact that you were focusing on the world, because it's Pirates of the Caribbean, not Jack Sparrow.
Exactly.
But I didn't feel like you were giving me enough arguments to other than like the expansion of the world. Maybe if you brought in some more examples to say why there are other good franchises that focus on the world, or maybe that revamp the world without the main people, then that would be great. And I could see that. Like you didn't refer like Star Trek, that revises all the time with the cast and whatnot. It's a whole universe.
Yeah.
And that would have been, I would have loved to see something like that as a good reference or pull.
Well, yeah. I'm always assuming that the people behind Pirates of the Caribbean are more creative than me, because every time they make a new one, there's always a few scenes or a few like ideas that they bring in that I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like the last one had like not only the Ghost Pirates, but the Ghost Pirates, Javier Bardem. Like one of the ways if you remember, one of the action sequences involved them tossing undead sharks into the water. So we got literally skeletal hammerheads and skeletal great whites going after like our heroes. And I'm like, I never saw that in a movie before, and I just find a lot of that stuff creative. He later brings the statue to life, and soon Jack Sparrow's between two ships is basically sword fighting a giant statue that's usually in the front of the ship. Part 4 had the mermaids and the Spanish in there, and the Fountain of Youth. Part 3, my god, that climax with the maelstrom and the whirlpool. Part 2 had Davy Jones and the Kraken and the cannibal. Part 1 had the skeleton pirates. It's a very creative world. The possibilities truly are endless, and I just assumed that Disney was more smarter than me to come up with something new, because admittedly I can't really name it, because every time I try thinking what exactly would I do, I just put my faith in Disney to figure it out.
Yeah, don't give so much faith to Disney.
Yeah, and so what's interesting is before the show, Eric was bouncing things off of me, and one of them was that there haven't been a lot of pirate movies anymore.
Yeah,
and
for
I thought
a reason.
that was going to be more of a kill shot a little bit, but Andy was like armor, and he just took it like a bulletproof vest. So it was like, wait, no one cares about pirate movies.
Dude, honestly though, I ask you all in the audience too. Do you care? Do you really want more pirate themed movies? Well, apparently they don't. Sadly, Eric, it is now. We're gonna close this up. 67% to 33, but valiant effort, Eric. Bravo.
Yeah.
Between y'all, I would have let the fans overrule it, but they didn't. But hey, you did a good, admirable job. Now you are welcome to come back and do this again. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care about this movie at all, and I really do stand by and believe. I'm getting annoyed because I see people trying to be like, it's not about the Johnny. It is. It absolutely is a little bit. Disney has made a choice to say business over loyalty or allegiance to who's helped us. And yeah, they're allowed to do it. It doesn't mean we have to like it. Doesn't mean that it's not a noticeable action that they're doing. I mean, do you guys think I'm crazy on that?
Oh yeah, I totally see the whole politics of denying Johnny Depp, of not wanting Johnny Depp into the next Pirates movie. I totally see that. And yeah, that does disappoint me, but again, I like this franchise enough that, again, as Don said, it's not Jack Sparrow of the Caribbean, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. This world, I like this world so much. I like returning to it. I love the production design. I love the cinematography. I love the costume design. I love some of the unique characters. These movies can also be really funny outside of Johnny Depp as well. There's some great creative scenes. Like, I always gonna remember that scene from part 3 when they're traveling like to the far north to get to at World's End. The humor can be dark. Literally, one guy like literally breaks off his toe because it's frozen, and it's just the dark, one of the darkest and most funniest things. These movies, they're more mature, and they go to places like some iffy places that I'm actually surprised that a Disney movie can go. Like the last one literally had a joke about how much horologists sound so much like horror. That's how, like,
Man,
come on.
I'm excited. You're excited, Eric. That does get me more excited because I haven't met a lot of people who are this excited about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and that's not no knock on you or judgment, but I love it. Good for you. All right, this
I'm
is
a Pirates super fan. I got
clearly
all
you
the
have it
movies.
playing behind you on TV all the time. Apparently, even too.
Yeah.
Well, all right, there we go. For the YouTube algorithm, I might trim out this show. We'll see how it goes. But I will upload these other ones as later episodes or for members. So if you're watching live on Thursdays, you can watch it all with me live. We hang out late. We go on Twitch. We'll take your comments. But I want to make sure this main event can be stripped because YouTube sucks is really what the problem is. But you'll be able to see the rest if you remember, or I'll upload it later if the fight's really rocking. So for those who are watching this after the fact, you can always donate later down the links below. Don't forget to go check out our important CASAGAL.org, nationalcasagal.org, to go get more information about how to help with foster kids during this month of Foster Home Kid Month. So thank you guys for helping with that as well. And I'll be back with more content soon. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Live streamers, don't go anywhere. Boom!